Hello, subscribers, returning viewers, and new subscribers and new viewers. Thank you ever so much for all the views and comments. Please hit the subscribe button, it's free to join, and this helps YouTube find the correct audience for this channel, and it helps me get more confident and better at what I do here, providing these free videos that I enjoy doing. So this week we start off on our 3-day long form videos. Today will be what have I been listening to all week, and then Monday we're going to go with Elvis on the Monday, and Tuesday we'll do the Beatles. And it's kind of nice to do Elvis and the Beatles. That has a kind of better ring to it than the Beatles and Elvis. So we started off with this album, Elvis Golden Records Volume 1, and this is the first greatest hits album produced by anyone. Another first for the King of Rock and Roll. This is the one that has it's a stereo version that has all the bonus tracks on it, and it's an absolutely excellent album. And I did listen to a number of versions of it, and my favourite one is it this one? Let's see. No, well, as I said in the video that is on this album, it's the complete Red Sea. The only reason why this is not my favourite is it's a little bit too scratched, but it's a very old record, so you're not going to get this in perfect condition. But if you do see it, it's just £3 in your local record shop, your local second-hand independent record shop. Do pick it up, or even in a charity shop, and you'll have it's an antique at this stage, and it's in mono. And again, my kind of soapbox is, please, can we have an Elvis in mono box set, just like the Beatles and Bob Dylan have? And that would be kind of very much a grail, a yet to be grail. In the they should do that. Up next we have the Beatles, and we're comparing the D'Agostoni, the Silver Sticker, and this is an absolutely excellent album. And we were comparing this with the EP that is in the Magical Mystery Box Tour box set, and this is a fine album, and so is the EP. But I'm not necessarily going to get the singles and the 45s. I need a much bigger place to live in to have all this, and there's no bad song on this album. This is just an absolute class excuse me. This is just an absolute class album. Magical Mystery Tour, Fool on the Hill, Blue Jay Way, I Am the Walrus, which is my favourite song, Penny Lane, Baby You're a Rich Man, All You Need Is Love. Absolutely fantastic songs. Up next, this CD, stereo version there, and it's just absolutely fantastic as well. Highly recommend it. It's the 2009 edition. You can find these in charity shops and independent record stores. Up next is Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks, and I'm kind of on the fence about getting the Bob Dylan box set, or will I just see what ones I find in the charity shops. He has quite a lot of albums out as well, and this is possibly one of my favourites. Bob Dylan albums, and possibly one of my favourite albums as well. So I highly recommend this. I got this in a charity shop for $1.50, and it's absolutely fantastic, and it's a remastered edition, and again with the glass case at the side of the CD. Up next is a kind of a very much a slow grower, this album, Iron Maiden. I do like it. There's some couple of good tracks on it. But again, it's a slow grower, kind of like more of a slow grower than Fear of the Dark. Fear of the Dark is kind of meh, and this is kind of just a slow grower, and it'll take me a while to get into this one, but we see how it goes. This is my first time listening to this album, and I kind of don't know whether I like it or not like it. It's kind of just an acoustic session and a reworking of all their original songs, and I kind of like it and don't like it. So I'll have to wait and see. But that's my first impression on this, and I watched some of the the film of this, and I didn't like it. There was kind of too much kind of distraction before getting into the music about, and I didn't really like it. So we see how we grow with this music, this one on the musical journey. Up next is Black Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy, and we have it on LP there as well. This is from the AliExpress box set. So if you're wondering, there you go. And I kind of enjoy this album, and yeah, I like it. It's not their best album. It kind of reminded me a bit of what I would call the Black Sabbath Yes album, if that makes sense. Kind of heard a little bits of Yes kind of sprinkled here and there throughout the album. But yeah, I kind of enjoy it. I kind of enjoy Rock and Roll Doctors. I'm trying to think of the name. Rock and Roll Doctor is kind of the favourite song on this one for the moment. And here is the vinyl. Do have the vinyl on the AliExpress, and I preferred listening to the vinyl this time around. I did listen to it on the Apple Music Player, and that one was quite good. I enjoyed that, and really good on the sounds on the headphones, but I prefer the vinyl overall. Up next we have Dave Brubeck, and it was Time Out. I didn't listen to the second album time further out, but I did listen to this and I really enjoyed it. I was kind of sitting and listening to it and enjoying it and waiting for the main track, which is the last song on it, and you were kind of waiting and waiting, and then the main track comes on and you go, yeah, that's cool, I like that. So this is a 10 out of 10, and it's a good jazz album to get into jazz with. Up next we have Queen Live at the Rainbow from the box set, the wonderful box set. And they're kind of doing lots of kind of mini interviews on their YouTube channel about the box set. And they're very well worth your time going on to the official Queen site. And I also watched Return of the Champions with Paul Rogers, Queen and Paul Rogers. And I kind of enjoy that show. And it's 2 hours, but it was I was entertained. So they did not disappoint. And so this album, highly recommended. And the box set is 1000%. Up next is a very disappointing album. Hold on a sec. Now, hold on. Before we go to the very disappointing album, we go to my first listen of Yes, Tornado. And it's kind of just meh, and meh more so that will probably go into or grow into a slow grower, and then go from slow grower to kind of underrated. So that's the journey I am on with the Yes album, Tornado. Absolutely rubbish cover. And how they came up with the idea for it, I have no idea. So if you know, let me know in the comments below. Thank you ever so much. This album, I started off enjoying this album when I got this and I listened to it on the streaming. And I kind of was not necessarily listening to it. I had it on the background, and it was kind of nice background music. And then I kind of eventually sat down to listen to it. And I listened to this and put on the vinyl. And vinyl sounds wonderful. It's a wonderfully packaged album, but it's a load of twaddle. Absolutely a load of twaddle. I have it really just to have the collection complete. And this kind of reminds me of when you're looking at a shop window and the shop window looks very interesting, and you go into the shop and there's nothing in the shop. And that's what this is, kind of an audio version of that. And it's a nice album to have in the collection. And it's just they were just literally scraping the barrel basically. No ideas whatsoever in this album, and yeah, I kind of forget about that one. Stick. If you're still getting used to the final cut, stick out listening to the final cut. That's a masterpiece compared to what's on offer here. Sorry, Dave. Sorry, Richard, and sorry, Nick. But maybe they should have just stuck as a touring band after Roger left them, and not have bothered with the studio albums. But in saying that, the Division Bell is a fine, fine album. Up next, we have Soul to Soul, and I got this in a nice box set of 5 albums, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I loved hearing this again. I used to collect the 7 inches and the 12-inch singles back in the day, and I got these on cassette if I remember rightly. So I've not heard them on a CD before, and the sounds really, really good. Very, very happy that I got this set. Up next is an album I never heard before, and that's Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland, and this is a nice digipack, and absolutely fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I've only given it one listen so far. It sounds really modern. That's what I like about it. It sounds really, really modern. Maybe it's ahead of its time, and it stands the test of time. And I definitely highly recommend this. And I'd be definitely delving into this much, much more. And kind of just happy that I got it, and I have a little bit of a Jimi Hendrix collection building up, so more on that later, but definitely 100%, and I will be exploring that more. Another first is this album here, Rory Gallagher, Irish Tour 1974, and I never really listened to this guy before, even though he's from my home country, Ireland, and 10-track album, 70 minutes long, and it's absolutely fantastic. And the sound out of this album and the sound out of these 2 albums, I got these in the comic shop in Glastonbury town where I live, and the sound out of these 2 albums are absolutely amazing, and I highly, highly recommend get these 2. And this album, I only had time to listen to this album once, is Motorhead. I do have another nice little Motorhead collection coming on. And this is No Sleep Till Hammersmith, and I think they have an album live at Hammersmith, so probably get that and build up the Motorhead collection on CD as like why not. So so if you stuck out to the end of this video, why thank you ever so much. Again, please like, share, and subscribe, and join my YouTube channel. And you stuck out the end of this video, I thank you ever so much. You've been an absolutely fantastic audience, and we will talk to you again tomorrow in our next video.